Hey guys, open Dragon Mouths for the month of December. Can't believe it is already 1 month to a new decade. So, what should I start this off with? Well, first off I need to make a little change of plans for as far as Midwest Furfest, which is scheduled to start tomorrow. I'm actually not going to be there this time, and there's a couple of reasons why. The first one has to do with getting a room. Now, I did not win the drawing to get a room, and I have been trying to find space, but a lot of things I'm getting is no response. I did get one response, and it was a bit questionable because the person who talked to me says that they were a minor. And I was like, it's like, are you even supposed to have a room by yourself? And I even tried to follow up on him, but again, it ended up being no response. So, because of that, I have no room to go to that is suitable for me. So that's one of the reasons. The second reason, remember how I got the Furfest late last year because I had to work? Well, guess what? It's happened again. But this time, I'm supposed to work for the whole day Saturday, which would mean that it really isn't worth trying to go to Furfest. It would mean that I would either have to arrive there early and then depart Friday night, or I would have to arrive there Sunday morning when everything is ending. So it's just not worth going this time around. This will be the first Furfest that I've missed, and I think I've been going there for 10 years now. I know I said I was going to be there, but unfortunately some circumstances prevent me from going there this time. There is a couple of other things. For one thing, it is the 5-year anniversary of the chlorine incident. And I still have that original video up. And it's a mystery that continues to be unsolved. And I don't know if it will be solved. I mean, it's 5 years. We still don't know who did it. For those of you who don't know, who have not been in the fandom long enough to know what the chlorine incident is, it happened on a Saturday night. And what happened was that there was a chlorine spill in the stairwell in the main hotel. Some people, I believe it was the 9th floor, got sick because of it. They had to evacuate the whole hotel, and people had to stay in the convention center, which wasn't even part of our space at the time. And we had to stay there till about 4 in the morning. Like I said, there was people that had to have hospital visits. Luckily, they were all okay in the end. But 5 years and that stuff is still fresh in my head. Also, I know that it's kind of died down now, but I mean, people are still a little concerned about Mr. Giannopoulos appearing. I wouldn't worry about that right now. I mean, people are saying that the group there still plans on going. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm just saying that if it is, please let the staff handle it. They are well aware of the situation and they will take care of it. Please do not take it in your own hands. You're only going to make it worse. Again, I don't know if they are going to appear despite Furfest saying they can't come. So if they do, just please let the staff handle it. But I'll come back to Furfest in just a couple of minutes, but I want to get to some other topics first. First up, I've already said the last time I was here was that we had the Furry Film Festival that was being streamed on Twitch. I've already said what films were being played. Well, as promised, I now have the list of winners, and there's only 4 categories, but we have the categories for best character, visuals, art, story, and overall picture. Hannah Smith's Now got best visuals and art. Kanan McGuffin's Self-Help got both best character and best story. But the winner of overall picture went to Chiros White's Little Wings. And that, and the streaming of all of these films are available up on YouTube. And I think it's on Twitch as well. So if you search for Furry Film Festival, you can see all those films. And you can enjoy them for yourself. One other note, a big news from, it's actually from the Dorsai Irregulars, the security people that's been around different furry cons. And they released a letter in regards to next year's Anthrocon. Now, Dorsai Irregulars has been doing security and crowd control for Anthrocon since 2002. Well, as of November 29th, the date that they released this letter, they say, and I quote, "After careful consideration, the Dorsai Irregulars have concluded that we cannot provide staff or support for Anthrocon in 2020. We have been privileged to help Anthrocon grow from 1,300 attendees to where it is today. We regret that we are unable to do so for 2020. We wish Anthrocon Inc. and its staff and attendees all the best and a safe and enjoyable event in 2020. Now, it does not say the reason why that they're not going to be at Anthrocon for next year. However, they are still going to be around for Fur Squared, Motor City FurCon, Indie FurCon, and other events that they may be asked to do. Again, this letter does not say the exact reason why they're not going to be at Anthrocon. I may have an answer for you sometime in the future, but that's what I got as of now. So with all that out of the way, let's go to... I know I said I'm not going to go to Midwest Furfest because of some stuff that I'm unable to, but I'm still going to give you information just because it is the biggest furry convention in the world right now. The only convention with 5-digit attendance figures. And hopefully registration will be much smoother than last year. I know it was a nightmare how long it took people 4 hours to get their registration, and I'm hoping that they got all that fixed this time around. So 3 p.m. on Thursday, which is actually tomorrow. Pre-registered badge pickup for sponsors and shiny sponsors only. Regular membership will be at 5 o'clock. In the meantime, Fuzzy Logic is going to be doing their escape rooms again. And I highly recommend doing their escape rooms. They're a lot of fun to do. And in fact, their main location in Downers Grove is nearby. So if you want to visit their actual location, it's not that far away. So just go check them out. They have their own location, and you can see what times they are available. Fursuit Lounge will be open at 4 at the Hyatt. And that you can easily find that on your maps. At the Door registration will open at 7. Thursday night, Bring Your Own Games at 7 p.m., which will be located at the International Ballroom in Hyatt. MST3K being run by Alkali, Xander, and Dragor. And I wonder what movie they are going to show this time. Yeah, basically they just drink and just watch one of these bad movies. The last time I saw them do this, they were it was a very weird movie called Vegas in Space, and it is on YouTube. Like I said, it is really weird. Let's see. Thursday Night Dance will start at 10 p.m. and it will go all the way to 2 a.m. in the Grand Ballroom. Let's see. Friday. Okay, this is an interesting one here. Being a furry and maintaining a religious lifestyle. The description says, a discussion on how being a furry or anything else can coexist with living a religious, observant lifestyle. This person was open to all furries, friends of furries, people of all religions, etc. Interesting that we have a... now, I mean, it doesn't specifically say what kind of religion, whether it be Christianity, Judaism, Hindu, whatever. It's just a broad religious lifestyle. So if you're one of those, this may be one for you. And that's at 10 a.m. located at the Hyatt Lindbergh Room. Registration will open up at the same time, and that's going to be located at the Convention Center, Hall A. Let's see. Ooh, all right, here's something that's new. The MFF Quiet Room. This is a place you can spend time away from noise, lights, and other stimuli of the convention. In which the following rules have been designated to ensure a respectful and relaxing environment for everyone. Which the rules for the quiet room are keep conversations, volume, and length to a minimum. So like no higher than should I say whispering? You just have to keep it at a low level. Turn off the volume of all gaming devices, laptops, tablets, and cell phones. You can use headphones. If you have to make it or take a phone call, you have to take it outside the room. Be mindful regarding perfumes and scented personal care products, which can trigger allergies and or chemical sensitivities. And yes, I have seen this before. People actually do have allergies to different perfumes. So just be careful with that. No eating or drinking, but water will be available at all times. You may rest your eyes, however, napping is not permitted. And finally, do not take photos or videos inside the quiet room space. So that's quite different. Opening ceremonies at 11 a.m., which will be located in the Grand Ballroom. Let's see. Fursuit Dance Competition Preliminaries number 1 is at 12:30, which will be at the Convention Center, North Ballroom 31 and 32. You can meet the guests of honor, which I will get to them in just a little bit. They will be there at 12 o'clock at the O'Hare Ballroom in the Hyatt. Let's see. If it's your first furry convention, there's a panel at 1 p.m. located at Hyatt Midway. Let's see. Variety show rehearsal number 1 will be at Second Stage Convention Center, second floor, rooms 25 to 30. Dealer's Den Artist Alley will be open at 1 p.m. and they are in Convention Center Hall G. Let's see. Fursuit Lounge of the Convention Center will open up at that same time. Let's see. What's another good one? Fursuit photo shoot. That's at Hyatt LaGuardia. It will be from 3 to 8. Let's see. Charity poker tournament, 3:30 p.m., which will be held at Hyatt Heathrow. Let's see. Furry TV commercials 7, which will be in Hyatt Hartsfield, 4:30 going to 5:30, which will be viewing commercials and deciding, is it furry? I guess we still got plenty of furry commercials nowadays. Let's see. Okay, for if you've been to many Furfest conventions, here's an interesting one. Room key trade. Now they're not saying trade rooms at the convention. That's not what it is. Is that if you have any room keys from previous conventions, which usually have artwork dedicated to the convention, this is to trade them. So if you have any extras, and there's one you don't have, you can look for someone and try to get it. What else we got? Do we have a good one here? iComedy went better when I've had a few. That's hosted by Alkali. Basically, they just drink and just talk. Friday Dance, starting at 10, going to 2. And one of my favorite panels, Whose Line Is It Anyway? And just so you know, this is an 18+ panel only this time. Let's see. Friday show rehearsal number 2 will be at 9 a.m. going to noon. And same place at second floor of the convention center, rooms 25 to 30. Sponsor brunch at 9:30, being held at the Grand Ballroom. Dealer's Den, Artist Alley, those will open up at 10, and they will be going till 6 that day. Fursuit Dance Competition Preliminaries number 2. Same place, North Ballroom, 31 and 32. Let's see, what else do we got here? Fursuit Menagerie, that will be at 1 p.m. and the majority of that will be in the Grand Ballroom, but I'm pretty sure that some of it's going to spill out into the hallway just because of how many fursuits are going to be there. But there should be a schedule as to what photo shoots are going to be going, and they'll be sorted by category, whether it be by color, species, fursuit maker. They'll have a schedule of that for you to know where to go. Charity Whose Line at 2 p.m. and that is at second stage of the convention center, rooms 25 to 30. I know I got a novel here I gotta read, so just give me 1 second here. Oh yes, I do recommend this. Adler Animates Live. He's already been getting a lot of popularity. I've done some voice acting for a couple of his animations. I definitely recommend you look at this guy. He does great animations, and he has his own fursuit, and I expect that he's going to be in fursuit for this. I think he's done that the last time. 6 p.m. at Hyatt Rosemont Ballroom, A and B. Furry Variety Show will be at 7 p.m. That will be at second stage, Convention Center, second floor, rooms 25 to 30. Floor Wars at the same time at main stage. Let's see. Drag It Show live at 8 p.m. That's at Rosemont. Saturday Dance will be starting at 10 p.m. and going to 2 once again. On Sunday, registration, Dealer's Den, art show, they'll all open up at 10 a.m. Charity auction will be at 11 a.m. and that will be at Hyatt Rosemont. Furry Movies 2019. And we're taking a look at furry movies from this past year. I really should look back and take another look at those, because there's probably a few I've forgotten already. But that's going to be at Hyatt LAX. Fursuit Dance Competition, 1 p.m. That will be at the main stage. Fursuit Games will follow at 2 p.m. and that is going to be at Convention Center, North Ballroom, rooms 21, 22. Closing ceremonies will be at 5 p.m. and that will be at the Grand Ballroom. And finally, Dead Dog Dance, 8 p.m. and going till 1 a.m. Alright. I should get to Guests of Honor. First up, Kyle Carpenter, also known as Artcore. Freelance illustrator, costume fabricator, and merchandise designer from Florida. He's been contributing to art to the fandom for over 9 years and has got 33,000 followers on social media. Joining Kyle will be Brushwolf Creature Studio, which makes up of Amy and Amanda, who are two former art kids with a passion for costume designs and fabrication. Amy received her Bachelor of Arts in Crafts from Kent State University back in 2009 with a focus on metalwork and textiles. Amanda attended Columbus College of Art and Design in Columbus, Ohio before going to Kent, Ohio. And she went to pursue a career in animal behavior sciences. And finally, we have Mary E. Loud, who is a science fiction and furry writer who is from Oregon. Has more than 100 short stories published, including more than 20 in daily science fiction and 3 in analog science fiction and fact. So those are the 3 guests of honor for this year. The charity. This year's charity is Felines and Canines. Now, if it sounds familiar, it's that's because MFF has helped this organization in the past. They've helped with some resources to help expand adoption efforts for unclaimed dogs and cats. And they're going to be doing this again. They do have a new rescue center in northern Alabama. Homeless animals are down going from the new center in the south and awaiting homes in the Chicago area, where the demand for rescue animals is higher. If you want some information about them, go to felinescanines.org. Alright, one more thing about Furfest that I need to point out, and that's about traveling there. Most of you, I'm sure, are going to be flying in. And there's some, and this is really important. You gotta know which airport you're landing in. There are two airports in Chicago. There's O'Hare and Midway. A lot of the major airlines are going to be landing in O'Hare. If you are landing at O'Hare Airport, there is a free shuttle that's only like a 5-minute drive that'll take you straight to the Hyatt. If you are heading into Midway, you'll need to take the L train. And to do that, you'll need to enter the Orange Line train and go to the Clark and Lake stop. And from there, you'll transfer to the Blue Line. And when you go to the Blue Line, you want to be heading towards O'Hare. And then you'll ride there, and the stop you want to go off of is Rosemont, which is one stop before O'Hare. So, round trip, I think the last time I went was about $4. Yeah, it's not that expensive. And it will take about somewhere between 45 minutes to an hour, but they're usually good on their time. So, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I almost forgot. Events for December to end off the decade. I've already mentioned Furfest. That's going on tomorrow. 14th to the 15th is Furry, which will be held in Malaysia. December 28th to January 1st, Furfester, which will be in Germany. And then December 31st to January 1st, Laugh New Year's Eve in Illinois. And finally, the last event of the decade, New Year's Furry Ball in Delaware, December 31st to January 1st. And that is it for 2019 and the 20-teens. Wow, all this time we finally made it. But it would mean that I only have one more video to do before we get to 2020. But till then, this Dragon's Mouth is now closing.